What's up, everybody? We're back and we're going to continue reading more of The Age of Apocalypse. So today we're going to be reading The Amazing X-Men. Let me see real quick, take a quick little peek. Last time we read Weapon X and we got to see Wolverine and Jean's story and part and all this. So now we are going to read The Amazing X-Men. And there is Quicksilver and Storm on the cover. We got Banshee. I'm not sure who this homeboy is. It's like Exodus. I don't think it's Exodus. I think it's Sunfire. I think it's probably Sunfire. Polaris and Iceman. I'm going to try to be more clear. Less slurry. I don't know if I can be less slurry. But rush a little less. I'm going to work on it. And like I said, all y'all listening, give me feedback. Leave me comments. Give me likes. Subscribe to my YouTube. It's funny. I have my Twitch channel up here. And I've been saying I'm going to put my YouTube one up. Address, and I need to put my YouTube address up. But anyways, let's get at this, guys. Okay, so if despair had a face, it would be laughing. Welcome to America. Welcome to a world and a time gone mad. Years ago, a mutant named Apocalypse conquered this land. And as Homo sapiens superior rose from the rubble, humans were left, crushed by their climb to power. A few, the lucky ones, managed to flee to Europe and Asia. The rest remained trapped by a destiny they couldn't quite understand, fodder for the work camps and breeding pens of the New World Order. But there are places far from the seats of power where hope remains. This is one such place, Boothbay Harbor, Maine. But even here, if hope had a face, it would be haggard. Can you believe this, citizen? Freedom. A real chance to get away from this nightmare. Yeah, they say that salvation is going to come from the skies. That the free men overseas will finally help us. Least they could do, you ask me. Until anything happens, though, we'd better remain cautious. Daddy doesn't trust no one, but I do. Is Eurasia really like people say? It's crushed, kiddo, like America was before the Great Purge. There will be television, music, fun, and frolic, and food. Real stuff, not the gunk soy paste we eat all the time. Do you think we'll make it there? Of course we will, little one. Keep the faith, family. Thanks for the information. I have to rejoin my kin. I told them I'd move to the front of the procession to hear the good word. Have a safe journey, and let us hope we meet again in a better place than this. The boy's eyes haunt her as she walks away. What kind of world is it where a child's look could show so much innocence and mask so much pain? Birth and death don't distinguish between humans or mutants, so why should she? It isn't fair, she thinks. Vanessa Carla Sully mutters a soft prayer to cleanse her mind of such blasphemy. Sister Carla Sully, what have you learned? What are the whispered rumors? The actions of these humans would prove them valid, Cardinal Madre. This growing march north towards this isolated town, combined with the intelligence we previously gathered from our source in Eurasia, confirms the suspicions of the Brotherhood. These humans hope to escape. Hope, Vanessa? A desire they would be fools to harbor. Real quick, this Vanessa is copycat. This Vanessa is the Vanessa from Deadpool. Only that Vanessa is very different, but Vanessa from Deadpool, that is who this is based on here. There will always be one to crush the spirits of the Flaskans should they rise too high. Best we deal with the Eurasians' latest efforts to lord Apocalypse's empire of genetic purity. The humans in their delusional dreams will simply be left to fall to the abyss. And you know, guys know the Abyss is my boy. Abyss has been my boy. I'm gonna mess with the camera for a sec. I don't think it makes a difference. Either way, it's my big ass forehead and an old dude. Alright, let me fix it there. We want this. This is fine for now. Here we go. the former Xavier estate in what remains of Westchester County, New York. He looks over this wasteland he once called home and struggles to remember what it used to look like, should have looked like, if his reality had not been changed. For 20 years, he has wandered this world, unsure of his place in it. As much as a time traveler from the future belonged anywhere, he knew he did not belong in this ravaged world. Why then does he now feel as if he's come full circle? Can he even break through the fog which shrouds his mind? Why does he recognize the people who live here now? When a nagging doubt inside his heart, fall, scream, fall back, Let's see. When a nagging doubt inside his heart warns the wanderer named Bishop that these X-Men are unlike any he has ever known. Did you say fall back, Banshee? Why would we bother doing that when we can just as easily make this I'm sorry, my frickin' eyes are all jacked. This irate sentinel fall forward. They are mutants, born with abilities far beyond those of normal humans. And yet, in this place, when mutants have conquered, where they rule, the X-Men remain outcasts. For years, they have been soldiers in a desperate war against their own kind. Their reactions today, as fluid as teamwork can be, are born from years of working in unison, one part helping the other. Iceman, called Bobby Drake, freezes the moisture in the air around their robotic attacker. When Aurora Monroe's Storm brings down lightning from a tumultuous weather system she herself manipulates. The team's second-in-command, Sean Cassidy, the Banshee, scrambles the Sentinel's electronic systems with a sonic scream pitched at so high a frequency that only the artificial mutant hunter is affected by it. There is your opening, Pietro. The Sentinel's main programming core exposed by the unpredictable powers of the X-Men's newest member, the mysterious man known as Exodus. Also, was Exodus. And the team leader, Pietro Maximoff Lyncher's opportunity for action, no matter how small, can be seized upon by like Quicksilver. 1.5 seconds to inject this override virus disk into the robot's terminal casing. Just a tenth of a second too slow, and the Sentinel's neural net will alert its squadron allies to our presence, and we can't have that. He puts so much pressure on himself to be perfect, Bishop thinks, just like another team leader he can almost remember in another time. Time? 1 8/10 of a second, Pietro. I was too slow. It was just our third practice session, Petey. We don't have enough time to correct my margin of error, Allie. Nanny, your readings indicate, dear child, that you will need to be approximately 72 meters closer to the Sentinel at the point Exodus uncovers its terminal core. And that's a little close for comfort, isn't it, gang? Allison Blair, I declare that is such a vile habit. That is Dazzler, for those of you who don't know. I love Exodus. Exodus is different, and everyone's different in this world, but I love Exodus for being the fucking crazy, religious, powerful fanatic he is. But she goes, go rotate yourself. Nanny, not now. You're right, Dazzler. The mission requirements will be putting us all in enough danger as it is. But our option to change the European Human High Council's plans at this point are non-existent, especially with half the team off on another mission. This is ridiculous. We even have to hide from these. This is ridiculous. We even have to hide from these tin-plated bloodhounds when we are trying to do the same thing they've been programmed for and help save some humans. I couldn't agree more with you, Iceman. Give me that. But the Eurasians lack the technology to program the Sentinels to identify us as allies while the evacuation takes place. They will see us only as mutants and therefore part of the Empire. Makes your breath smell like garbage. Like you're gonna find out tonight, Pard. A frustrating dilemma, to be certain. But the evacuation will never take place unless we can keep Apocalypse's troops at bay. Times like these, I surely miss my retirement from this group. Who's more the fool then, Sean? You for getting involved with us again, or us for never having called it quits to begin with? Hey, look, the Sentinel's still active. The sounds of metal grinding against metal is heard. The robot seemingly quivers and more the fool I, perhaps, Robert, for having gathered and trained a group of soldiers who neglect an opponent not yet beaten. Magneto. Indeed, a warning, Iceman. I do not consider myself a fool, nor you. So what does that make us then? Dreamers. They are the first words Bishop has uttered in more than a day. He clutches the young boy named Charles tightly to his chest as if the child were a life raft in a sea of confusion. The boy is the second son of Eric Lencher Magneto, and the X-Men wonder why he lets this madman hold his dearest child. But then the X-Men have wondered a lot of things since they found Bishop in the ruins of Seattle. Not at the least of which is the sanity of the man they have followed and honored for years. Sorry about the little trick with my hard light sentinel projection, folks, but Magneto wanted me to keep us on our toes. All it's done for me is give me a doozy of a headache. Prepare now for what is to come. So Polaris, real quick, this is Magneto's estranged daughter, and like Scarlet Witch, she's got a series of having a lot of mental breakdown. No, that's Dazzler. I'm sorry, that's Dazzler making from light. I'm wrong. Polaris is in this later, and she is in the slave pens, and this is not Polaris. We haven't got to her yet. Oh, so now you're running off at the mouth, huh? You show up and dangle some carrots for us to chase, babbling about a miracle cure for everything that ails this world, just waiting to be found. So why should any of us be bothering you anything? Who don't we just sit back and feel all better because you say so? He doesn't say why, it does say who. This is wrong, Drake. So Bishop remembers what the real timeline is of the real X-Men and all this stuff. He knows this world's not right, and he's mentioned it, and it's fucking with all their heads. Save it by changing it. He goes, this is wrong, Drake. Save it by changing it. Leave him alone, Iceman. He is not to blame for his condition, nor his strange claims. It is if he's driven to warn us. But until such a time as I can be certain that his claims of a different world, a better one, are valid, we must continue to carry the fight to Apocalypse. That is why I have dispatched my beloved Rogues team to stop the Colings, while Nightcrawler seeks out his mother Mystique. Peter and Katya search for Ilyana, and Gambit tries to steal this mysterious M-Cron crystal. So we keep on fighting, even though it'll be pointless if everyone else succeeds. Allison, a wise man once said, it ain't over until it's over. We fight until the war against Apocalypse is won, or to our last breath. Now that's inspirational, Magneto. I warned you about your death wish in Seattle. You may have one, but don't include us. Try and be a little optimistic, okay? So can we leave now and save some lemmings before they fall off the cliff? As usual, Robert, I agree with your sentiments, if not your attitude. Nanny has downloaded your mutagenic signatures onto the diskette. If you mask yourselves from the Sentinel scanners, you will be able to help the humans leave the country. But surely, Father, we can expect some kind of opposition from Apocalypse. I would, son, which is all the more reason to keep the Sentinel's attention away from us. And let Sabanor's agents worry about the Hunter's this is Sabretooth. And let Sabanor's agents worry about the Hunter robots instead? Good thinking. No, that's Banshee. That's not him. Sorry. I'm not going to read it again. Okay, we got a clue, so let's get a move on. Rogue's team took the shuttle, so it's up to us to get to Maine, and you know how comfortable this can get. No offense, lad, but the moisture molecular inversion trick of yours taxes us a little bit too much to make it useful in this situation. How do you suggest we travel then? 3 of us can fly. We can carry those who can't. No, Sean. That would exhaust you as quickly as Iceman's methods. Exodus will teleport all of you there. Me? but I don't have those kind of powers. Trust me. Do you trust me, Paris? Of course I do. You saved my life, Magnus. You found me. You made me whole again and gave me a reason to live. I have total faith in you. For those of you who don't know, in the main universe, Exodus is mad, cocky, and powerful. He's not doubtful. He actually believes in the main universe, Magneto, to be like a true blue, like religious messiah. But more than that, the motherfucker is a telekinetic Omega. So he's not a telepathic Omega like Jean Grey, who Jean Grey happens to be a telepathic Omega and a very strong telekinetic. Exodus is the opposite. He's a very strong telekinetic, but he's a strong telepath, but he's not an Omega telepath. But Exodus can use all his powers just to lift all the motherfuckers up with their mind and fly there, and with ease. Then that is enough. The time has come for you to expand the use of your abilities. Believe that you can teleport the team to Maine, and you will do so. And while you're at it, Paris, believe in a cheeseburger too. Haven't had one in years, Bobby. Okay. If Magneto says I can do this, then I can. And his power set's always been a hodgepodge, so I guess he teleported him in this universe. They're gone. For years I have tried to prevent Exodus from using his powers to their fullest, for fear he might become as corrupted as those we oppose, and he has been a horseman of apocalypse, and he is very much like that shit in the main universe, which is why I love him. Now, my befuddled friend, I have little choice left. Indeed, once you came into our lives, I have discovered that choice is a luxury that is quickly fading into nostalgia. Hands, feet, lungs, I did it. No time for applause, lad. We've got work to do. The sun sets, evening's coming. A reminder that there is still some things not even apocalypse can change. He can own people, sculpting their flesh to his whim, but he has been unable to destroy their fighting spirit, and Sabanor respects that. Let them struggle, and so shall the fittest survive. Or at the very least, try to survive. Apocalypse never gave anyone a guarantee. Give it back. Catch me if you oof. I'm sorry, sir, I didn't see you. That's all right, child, but do yourself a favor, and always look where you're running. He'll never have a son in this life, Pietro thinks. A joy denied him by the choice he made to fight alongside his father. And if the madman's bishop's words proved to be true, Pietro is thankful for that loss, for the sacrifice that may come would have been too great to bear. And he wonders, not for the first time, if his father thinks these thoughts when Magneto looks at him and his younger brother Charles. He doesn't know. His father has always been a mystery to him. What's the word? Hopefully, Bobby, they believe this to be a chance for salvation, and they're willing to gamble their lives on that belief. And that's funny for Exodus to say that, because like I said, Exodus is a fucking religious fanatic, but a mutant religious fanatic. Like I said, he thinks Magneto is this god and shit. He goes, so, and they're willing to gamble their lives on that belief? Aren't we all, Paris? Aren't we all? It'll all be a moot point, lads, unless Storm manages to take out the defense monitoring tower off the coast of Newfoundland. Over the last hour, the wind has kicked up to hurricane levels. Swells 20 feet high, battered the manned security outpost. A lightning storm has severely hampered communications around the area, and Storm still isn't sure it'll be enough to obscure the Sentinel's approach. So she tries one more thing, a rare thing for her. She prays. Mean monitoring to exterior watch. Has that storm knocked you down too? We're still online, but barely. How bad is it out there? From what we can tell, the worst of this weather system still hasn't even hit us. We're nothing but static in here. Feed us what you have. Copy transmission. Those aren't storm clouds. Good Lord, no. Someone sent out an emergency. It's not the first time Aurora has witnessed these mechanical monstrosities in action, but is usually the most impressive. The High Human Council appears to have dispatched the entire fleet from the Sentinel Atlantic Perimeter Patrol. in their desperate attempts to evacuate these humans. The information Magneto obtained must be accurate then. The Eurasians are poised for some kind of ultimate strike, and apparently they seek to rescue as many innocents as they are able before they attack. Thank the goddess my electrostatic halo shields me from their sensors, or else I would have suffered the same fate as the station's masters. Storm has accomplished her task. She enabled the Sentinels to break through the border defense shields before the mainland could be warned. Barring any further opposition, the humans should have enough time to escape. On the coastline they wait and pray. I hear something. Just thunder over the ocean. Don't think so. Can't see anything from here. Get a better look from the top cliff. Jeremy, wait. But he doesn't. He is too excited by the noise, by the electricity in the air, by the opportunity to catch a fleeting glimpse. What the of hope? Huh? This is my boy. There will always be one to crush the spirits of the Flatskins, should they rise too high. The humans and their delusional dreams will simply be left to fall into the abyss. They erupt from the darkness, white hot searchlights, cutting a swath through the night. They are not what the desperate crowd expected. Not angels from on high speaking of deliverance, but massive behemoths of destruction. Children scream. Fear builds and spreads like wildfire, and panic, pure and ugly, sets in. Voice commands on broadcast spectrum. All operating parameters realignment to facilitate all operating parameters realigned to facilitate our evacuating programming. Alert mutant presence detected in the immediate vicinity. Scanning for identification. Anomalous presence identified. Subjects Logan, Gray have been cataloged as non-threat by the Human Council. Quarry in England is the catalog location of the determined mutant subjects. How can they be present here? So, unit under attack. Typical. We work for days on the plan, and then we proceed to improvise. Maybe so, Pietro. But the light projections I created of Logan and Jean gave Bennett enough time to blast open the TEL's terminal core, and our fearless leader was able to beat his best time by 1.5 seconds. I do my best to work under pressure. We still have 10 seconds before the virus infects their system. Once we're cloaked from their sensors, we can help with the evacuation. Great, but I have one teensy question. Exactly how are the people being shipped out? Storm just signaled us. They got a massive cargo transport on its way. Mutants cataloged within vicinity are reclassified within shared data mine as safe scans. Bingo, we can all be pals now. I'll take down my ice barricades so we can start. New mutant activity registered. Target acquired. And eliminated. Bobby! Pietro, the Sentinel attacked him, but I thought, what? The viral programming will protect us from the sensors. So did I. Allison? Iceman isn't a problem. He'll pull himself back together again, or as close as he usually gets to normality, poor soul. Bennett's right. The real question here is, why didn't the override disk work? Old friend, it's worse than you imagined. The program did work. But if the Sentinels are detecting us, then who are the mutants they mention as being safe scanned? That would be us. Courtesy yours truly doing a little cyber scramble on your disk's programming data. Who? Our ultimate nightmare, Dazzler. Apocalypse and his men have been onto us from the beginning. Son of the Anti-Lord, heretics, one and all, in the name of the Madre, I demand you surrender yourselves. End your terrorist activities against his High Lord and Sabanor without protest, or the anointed Brotherhood of Chaos will end them with extreme prejudice. Next, trapped in the middle of the abyss. This is good shit. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to read too much. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. I will be on my Twitch channel, the one that's right there, playing some video games, about 30, 40 minutes. On YouTube, that doesn't mean nothing. You follow my Twitch channel. I normally play a lot of fight games. I've been kind of taking a break on a minute because I know there's things I need to get better at on them. And I haven't really do that. I'll catch y'all later, guys. Have a good night. Take care. And